And uh, so that's kind of the state of the war. Now, I said they're winning on the ground, which I just described, and they're winning the financial war. So Biden, who's is saying he's dumb and senile, doesn't. That's not enough. I mean, he's worse than that because when he is temporarily lucid, he's a mean, you know what. So, and he's been pretty much wrong about everything. So he has a guy in the Treasury. Now, by the way, Yellen's clueless. Yellen, she's a statistics geek from Berkeley who doesn't understand anything we're talking about. So she's the Secretary of the Treasury. But there's a number two guy there named Wally Adeyemo. Wally is the Deputy Secretary of the Treasury. He's point on sanctions. He's the sanctions guy. And by the way, not all, but a lot of my work for the intelligence community and the Pentagon was exactly on this topic: financial warfare, economic sanctions. They didn't need me to jump out of a helicopter with a knife between my teeth. I was the financial warfare guy, and I still teach a course at the U.S. Army War College. I did this most recently in April. Wally, I'll give him IQ points, but he's never had like a regular job in his life. He gets out of Harvard. No, sorry, Yale. I think he had the misfortune of going to Yale. He then goes into the Obama National Security Council as a junior. I carried Larry Fink's briefcase for about a year, one of these executive assistants. But the problem with carrying Larry Fink's briefcase is you're stuck in the same bubble as Larry Fink. I mean, Larry Fink just talks to people who, agree with him. It's like the Aspen Institute, Davos crowd. So you're not getting any real good information. And then he goes back and is Treasury Secretary. So the guy knows sanctions. I'll give him that. He's slapping them on left and right. I've never seen a more stringent, lengthy array of sanctions in any matter, including Iran in 2012. But he has no idea what he's doing because he doesn't understand the blowback. So let me just give you a couple examples. So say we're going to seize the oligarch assets, those yachts, those bank accounts, those homes in Belgravia. We're taking it all, and they have. I mean, Boris Johnson took a lot of stuff, and some of the yachts have been towed into custody. But what they don't understand is Putin will send him a thank you note. Putin hates the oligarchs. The idea that by hurting oligarchs, you're hurting Putin is nonsense. Putin's base is the military, the intelligence, the Orthodox Church, and everyday Russian people. That's his base. He hates the oligarchs. Now, he's never wanted to take them on. He told them when they put, I forget, the Yukos guy, Kershatsky, I'm not sure of the name, but the head of Yukos, put him in jail. That was a message like, you guys can keep your money, but keep out of politics. If you do, you'll end up in the next cell, or worse, maybe you'll have a poisoned lunch in London. But that was it. But now the U.S. is destroying the oligarchs, actually to the point where the oligarchs are starting to bring their capital back to Russia because it's the new safe haven. So this is a complete favor to Putin. It's not punishment. Oh, you double the price of natural gas? Nice job. Putin's getting paid for that. The natural gas flow has been diminished at Putin's order, but he's making up in price, but he's losing in volume, and he's still controlling the tap. He's still got his hand on the valve. Price of oil, we know what's going on there. Putin's making $21 billion a month in oil and natural gas sales. They have not been curtailed. Everything else is grain, things that people need, but not the oil and natural gas. So, and the ruble before the war was 80 to 1. Shortly after when the sanctions were announced, it crashed to 140, came back to 80, then 70. Last I looked, it was like 65 bid, 66 offered. The ruble is too strong. Vera Nabiullina is the head of the central bank. She may start to cut. Actually, she already has. She's starting to cut interest rates because the ruble's too strong. So the ruble's stronger. Putin's richer. The oligarchs have had their wings clipped, which Putin always wanted. And Germany's going to start shutting down factories so people can heat their homes this winter. Supply chain is worse than ever. Western industrial output is suffering because we can't get platinum, palladium, aluminum, titanium, et cetera, and more from Russia, and keep going. So Biden said, no semiconductors going to Russia. We're going to starve them with semiconductors. Okay, how do you make a semiconductor? Well, it's a wafer, and you got some silicon, you got some other mineral components, but you etch the circuits with a laser. How do you power a laser? Neon gas. Where's the neon gas come from? Russia. Who processes it? There's a plant in Odessa. So we say, hey, Putin, no semiconductors for you. Putin says, hey, no semiconductors for the world. We'll shut down the global semiconductor industry by cutting off the neon gas. You can replace it, but it takes years. That's the point. So so stronger ruble, higher foreign exchange reserves, no diminution of oil and gas revenues, clip the oligarchs' wings. How many more favors do you want to do for Putin? And that's what Wiley doesn't understand. Yellen's clueless. Biden, he'd be asleep if he were in this conversation. It's pretty pathetic performance by the U.S.
I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline.
I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up.
If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?